Alan. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we officially kick this off, I do want to point out to the audience that we welcome questions. Please post them in the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. Type in questions as they come up during the presentation, and we will address those questions after the presentation. So I'd now like to turn this over to Steven Saltzstein, Force Family Office's CEO.
Thank you, Callie, and thank you everyone for joining. We greatly appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be with us. We have a fantastic company for you, NextTrip. What I love about NextTrip is it is the next evolution in travel. They have 17 million people. They have 17 million eyeballs that they create content for. And essentially, it's such a smart model where they are using content to drive people, create almost FOMO around travel. And then they also book the trips, but they can generate revenue both ways, from the media, from their whole media company, and then also from the travel. And I just think everyone knows that this industry needed to evolve, and NextTrip is on the cutting edge. So with that said, it is my great pleasure to welcome Bill Kirby, CEO of NextTrip. Thank you, Bill.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Really appreciate it. And good morning, good afternoon, everyone, depending what part of the country you're in. Just want to give you a little bit of overview to build on what Steve said for the company. This concept for the company came out of the pandemic, and for all of us that remember how difficult that period was, if you were in the travel industry, it was extremely difficult. There were a lot of failures in smaller companies in travel that just couldn't survive a complete shutdown of the industry for months and really years on end. One of the things that I discovered through that was the fact that we had a little entity called Travel Magazine, and it was nothing more than really a blogging, posting area that people could go to discover travel, and we hadn't paid a lot of attention to it. And we watched the audience on this thing go from nothing to about 125,000 people coming in and exploring. And what dawned on me was, when people can't travel because of extreme circumstances like a pandemic, like a war, they will dream about travel, they will plan for travel, and then you saw what happened after the pandemic lessened. And they referred to it in the travel industry as revenge travel, where people came in, instead of doing 1 or 2 vacations a year, they did 4, 5, 6 vacations a year to try and catch up for the time that they weren't allowed to travel. Well, sort of the light bulb went off in my mind that the way that we had to handle this was we had to build off of that explore phase, where people could go out and plan their travel programs without the fear of being pushed into a product that they didn't want, or having boxes put around them. And I always say to people, this is not a wannabe Expedia or a wannabe Booking.com platform that we built. Those companies do a wonderful job of what they do. They have massive throughput, but if you need any kind of customer service at all, good luck. It just doesn't exist. They're just pure volume plays, as many transactions as they can put through with no human interaction. And so instead, we started to build out a media side to our business. We've expanded on the travel magazine platforms, and we're continuing to expand. I'm going to give you a sneak peek on where we're going with that. We've also acquired a network, a fast channel, a television channel called Journey TV that has about 17 million followers right now. And we think we can build that into something quite spectacular, with some strategic relationships, partnerships, and things that we've been working on to go forward. And what really becomes interesting about this is, as people get the chance to come in and explore and discover and be able to share with others travel that they want to do before they ever consider any kind of transaction. The beauty for us is that we can do very targeted marketing, advertising solutions to them, where if they're looking at Tahiti, we can send them opportunities to go to Bora Bora and be able to stay in those fabulous huts that are over the ocean as part of it, knowing that they're probably not watching our television channel or looking for information on Tahiti if they're not interested in it. And so it becomes a revenue stream all unto itself before the person ever transacts. Even more importantly, we can capture about 85% margins on advertising and targeted travel messages, whereas in travel, the margins you throw around nickels like they're manhole covers in terms of being able to actually make money off of it. So the big driving part of this is going to end up being the media side, where people can explore, experience before they transact. And then the beauty of all this for me is we always want them to come back and book on NextTrip and on our 5-Star Alliance luxury platforms whenever possible. But we also recognize we can't be all things to all people. And so if there is a South African lion safari specialist that wants to come and advertise and be able to take that person and put them into the experience of a lifetime with a lion safari, then we're all for letting that transaction take place, because we'll make more off the advertising than we will off of actually doing the booking. And so the final part of this, before I turn it over to Rich to take you through the deck, is I'm just going to give you a sneak peek in terms of where we're going. And where we're going is, as you come into the travel magazine, you'll be able to have your own private section, social platform, like a Pinterest, like a Facebook, that you can search, explore, reach out to our concierge people to help you plan your vacation, and then share with people as you see appropriate, maybe just family members, maybe friends, maybe the whole world that you want to promote to. That becomes your choice in terms of how you want to promote. But where we're going and where we think will be launched before the end of this year is the final part of the plan, which is, as you come in and explore that destination you want to go to, there'll be AI assistants, but not the AI assistants that most of the other travel companies are doing. The way we're building out our model, we're going to actually let you put together a video of your vacation before you go, so that you can then share it and see what's about to happen, and then make changes as you need to go forward. And so again, very much about the planning and experience phase, less so about the booking phase, though we do love it when people want to follow through and book with us. So with that kind of overview, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Richard Marshall, and let him take you through our deck. Richard.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Steve and Callie and Force family for this opportunity. Everything in here in the deck is available on our website. Please view and visit, see the disclaimers as a public company. As Steve kind of introduced and Bill talked about, NextTrip, the best way I think we can put it is we're at the intersection of media and travel. The two are combined. And we all know as consumers or as watching entertainment, when you turn on the television, you're seeing Expedia commercials, you're seeing Booking, you're seeing Trivago. This is where travel hangs out, brands themselves to try and get traffic. Well, we own a media division for that we'll expand upon here, and we own the travel side as well. And we think that there is, because of this new economy, because of the way that the younger generations, the younger consumers consume material, binge, watch shows, get inspiration. We've got an incredible model here. It's dual for our stakeholders, for our shareholders, where we're monetizing the media side through advertising and partnerships, and we're fulfilling bookings. We have put together through acquisition, through investment in technologies, concierge supported services, smart booking technologies, and branded media. And we're building this vertically integrated ecosystem for inspiring travelers and converting their inspiration into valuable bookings for our stakeholders. So our primary brands at this point are Journey, which is a fast channel, been around about 6 or 7 years. Travel Magazine, as Bill touched upon, which gave him the inspiration for this model. NextTrip, our booking platform, our main engine and a consumer front, and also 5-Star, which we acquired through acquisition, which is a proven agency focused on luxury travel with concierge services. If we look at this in a linear fashion, and this is how I think we're different to the rest of the travel and how this new travel or this new approach is, we're touching the consumer at their inspiration and dreaming through our video content, which I'll get into deeper, as they're researching and planning where they want to go. People want to know what they're going to do, plan it. They're tired of buying something, getting there, and not having what they want. Again, a differentiator, I think, for us to an Expedia or a Booking.com, we have concierge services. So you can book online, point, click, book. You can also talk with our staff and make sure you're getting the best value and bounce ideas off them. So there's anticipation, there's travel booking. You can see our brands here where we touch the consumer at each different point. And again, Travel Magazine will touch them at the end where they can come back and share what they liked about the trip, show videos, etc. If we look at the front end here, the Journey, the fast channel, it's a fast channel. Currently, or last year, had about 17 million viewers. You can see it's on Samsung TV. I encourage people to go on their Samsung TV, pull it up, take a look. You can see it on Roku, other places. We bought it from a company called Ovation. We announced the acquisition and closed it in May. And we're going through a significant rebranding and relaunch that you'll see a lot of news coming out, a lot of interest. I think to say that we were pleasantly surprised with the industry's interest in what we're doing as a travel entity, now combined with a travel channel, would be an understatement. And I think you're going to see a lot in that front. So we have partnered with Save Your Day Films, well recognized in the travel space. They do exclusive content for Bear Grylls, for Gordon Ramsay, the chef. They will be bringing exclusive content in here. When we acquired Journey, it had a few hundred hours of content. We will take it up into the 1,000+ hours of content by the end of the summer, early next year. Some of it licensed, some of it exclusive with us. We're working in partnerships with Samsung on the rollout, the rebranding. And again, the look that you will see on Samsung today will be very different in a matter of a few more weeks on some of these other platforms. It'll be available in app form, etc. So these are types of shows that you see, the Gordon Ramsays, the Bear Grylls, the others. And as I said, we will be taking up the content several fold in a matter of the next few months. The interesting component here, and where we talk about the intersection of media and travel, is we have a proprietary technology. Our in-house technology team actually designed it, used it in another proven application. It's a screen overlay. So in addition to the regular advertising that will be on any fast channel or any streaming channel, we have the ability to customize and engage over the screen without disrupting the viewer. So it's not a true commercial break that you see everywhere else. We'll have those, we'll have the banner ads, we'll make money that way. But this is the way that we can engage the consumer and possibly drive them into our travel business through these engagements. So as Bill touched upon, if you're looking at a video in Tahiti, chances are you want to go to Tahiti, and we can push on the screen, click here, and you can get 10% off or 20% off at the resort that you're seeing. That also gives us an ability then to go to tourism boards, to resorts, and start doing specific content for them where they can advertise in there and drive traffic. And those people, it's a proven, it was done by Save Your Day Films, our new partner, who's now our in-house production team, that they can get payments for these exclusive content for these shows with these advertisers. And then we get the conventional advertising through programmatic advertising as well. So this is the secret sauce. This is the ability where the intersection of travel and media really combine. And this, in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, as our ecosystem grows and our partners grow, could be the significant home run for the company. As Bill mentioned, we had Travel Magazine in our portfolio. And over the last several months, we've made significant investment into it. And Travel Magazine 2.0 launches August and September. It's extremely fast. It looks terrific. We've got influencers, we've got bloggers. The amount of content in there goes up dynamically. And the partners and distributors and people wanting to be involved in this, we're more than pleasantly surprised, and we'll have a lot to say about that this summer and this fall. Switching to the booking platform, because that's key, is given us the ability to further monetize the consumers out there that we're getting advertising off. And again, why are they looking at these shows? Because they're interested in potentially traveling there, and we want to fulfill it. And as Bill said, we just don't have to be the only fulfillment center. Expedia could be an advertiser in there. Booking.com could be an advertiser in there. And we expect to do extremely well. You can see through our booking platform here, partnerships and distributors. We're partnered with Expedia. We get hotels, other things from them. We've got United Airlines, Nuite, brought us about 3 million properties, including vacation rentals. So we've rounded out the product. We have cruises in there, airlines in there, all the ability. It's a proven platform. We acquired it in 2022. The previous operator had gone out. It was a fatality of the pandemic. They had cleared about 500 million in travel transactions on the platform. Over the last couple of years, we've made significant investment into it, further enhancing, improving, strengthening, and it's now fully functional and gives us an ability to actually go out and now buy books of business. And we did this just a few months ago with the acquisition of 5-Star. 5-Star had been around about 20 years, an agency aligned in doing pure luxury travel. They had about 5,000 luxury properties, 5-star, 4-star hotels around the world. Great product. Partner in the Signature Travel Network, which is the biggest travel booking organization of consortia of travel agencies in North America. Brings a lot to the table, but now as they have come in under our umbrella, they're no longer just an agency. They can become a principal in the transaction because they're not using anyone else's platform, licensing out. It's all in-house. And they have brought us additional strength in the concierge services. They've brought us access to all of the top cruise lines. So it was a well thought out acquisition, really enhanced us. They've been revenue generating. And again, we've gone through this transformation of completing the acquisitions, pulling things together. And now we're in revenue mode and ramp mode on both the media side and the travel side. Some of the areas as well, as Bill said at the start of this, we're not looking to just be a direct competitor of Expedia or Booking.com with the hundreds of millions of advertising dollars that they do and consumers that they're aligned with. We're going into some niche areas that are wide open, that are ripe for disruption, that needed some technology in there. One of them is groups platforms. We announced earlier this year, we've already started generating revenue in there, a new technology tool in groups. And what's a group? Well, a group could be a destination wedding. It could be a golf trip, a tennis trip. It could be a small corporate event. It could be a conference. It's been very hands-on, not only for whoever put and planned the trip, and very cumbersome for them to manage all of the people traveling, but also on the back end. So it was very manual intensive. We've streamlined it through technology, and we'll be bringing in another piece to this that really we feel makes this probably the best group booking platform out there. So look for news there. We've got a cruise booking platform, travel agent platform. Again, these are areas that there aren't significant competitors in. We have our own proprietary technology called pay delay. So when a consumer comes on certain hotels or resorts, if they book the trip today, they wouldn't have to pay the entire amount of the trip until they actually travel. So they could do installment payments over a 2, 3, 4, 5 month period. And this is very interesting in the marketplace. It's proven that you can get more transactions that way. There's no credit check. There's no additional costs on top. So we're happy to launch it. We've got a database that we have in-house that we've been clearing up that has several million past travelers on it that we will be marketing this specific tool. So again, we're kind of in this, we've consolidated, we've invested, and we're now in this growth mode. Stay tuned. Expanding our audience. The acquisition of Journey gave us about 17 million subscribers. The travel magazine, it's 1 million. We're going to see significant partnerships here that are very interested in what we're doing, not only because of the content that we have of licensed and exclusive, but because of the potential opportunity of participating in a new transactional platform where you're moving viewers, dreamers, and planners on the travel side into actual bookings. And so the response and interest from partners, both in the hotel partners, resort partners, media partners, is very, very compelling. So if we look at this, here are some of the travel competitors. You can see where we on the right side, we've got a number of these products already complete and in the marketplace, and now in ramp mode. We've got some that are already out there, but there's additional technology pieces being completed for their launch. How did we put this together? We've had a very strong, sound group of investors behind Bill that put about $15 million of their money into the company to help us complete acquisitions, help the technology builds. Don Monaco put several $1 million in, has given the company a credit facility so that we don't have to go out and do any conventional financings at too low of a level, because we've pulled it all together. The business is now starting to generate revenues and cash, and we want to get that to the marketplace and then do additional tuck-in acquisitions based on what we have. David Jang was just announced a couple of days ago, joining the board of directors. He's made several $1 million of investment into the company. He was the CEO of Bank of New York Mellon Trust. He ran AIG's alternative asset arm, PineBridge, at 75 billion, actually grew to about 150 billion when he was there. The Lamacchia family office, they owned the biggest wholesale travel company in North America. They got bought out, ultimately rolled up into Hyatt. The non-competes are off. Their investors in our company have given us some very good, valuable insight into group bookings, into travel agencies, travel agents and travel agencies and opportunities there. Steve Kircher, an investor in the company, owns hotels, been in public companies most of his career. Our management team, John McMahon joined us, became Chief Operating Officer when we acquired 5-Star. He was the founder of 5-Star 20-odd years ago, successful business. Amy Proust was at Book It. That was the platform, the technology booking platform we acquired. She was Chief of Marketing, VP of Sales there, that grew to about 500 million in sales while she was there. Loic Argelis and Ian Sharp joined us. They have the proprietary technology for the overlay. They're part of our technology team. They're running our kind of technology assets and our media side. We've got a much deeper bench than this. This is just a high-level overview. With the investment from those investors, we have kept what we feel is a very compelling share structure. We're less than 8 million shares outstanding. With key board management and insider ownership at about 65% of that. So this is skin in the game. We've worked very hard to pull together what we have here. The assets balance sheet may look very lean, but we've done it because we've been self-funding. and we want to continue kind of there based on some pieces of the puzzle that are in place and about to come into place. So just in summary, we've put together what we believe is a very interesting cap structure. We're completing now acquisitions of books of business. Why? Well, they can bring us revenue generation. They can come in-house and improve their margin, becoming a part of our booking engine versus them licensing out or using someone else's. Gives us a great opportunity. And then top of the funnel in the content side, the media side, this conversion, if this overlay technology, we're happy just as a media business and we're happy as a travel business in those two components side by side. The conversion technology, the overlay technology, if we go from 17 million subscribers we have in place, we believe a pathway forward where we could be in hundreds of millions of subscribers or viewers or platforms this year. And that conversion technology drives them into our booking engine. The story, the resonation, we've got research has just started. A couple of firms already have coverage on us. We do expect to see some remodeling on that based on development. So I think that gives you a very high level summary, and I'll see now for Bill and Q&A and the Force team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So what metric do you use to measure revenue on the media business?
In terms of measuring revenue on the media business, it's actually the advertising revenue, and it's when the advertising revenue is earned. Earned is when it is actually aired and billed. So we would never include, both on the media side or the travel side, any revenues until such time as they were earned.
And where are people seeing your content? Is it social media, TV screens?
The answer is both. We have done very little in the way of marketing for our company. As Richard mentioned earlier, you know, the Expedias of the world spend $5 million a day marketing. And so to get into that game to try and draw eyeballs is a really tough program to go forward. So instead, our push has been wrapped around our television shows, our social media platforms, and our travel magazine platforms. And that is where most of the people become aware of us. The secondary route that we've done, we inherited as part of the acquisition of Bookit, a past traveler list of approximately 3.5 million, 4 million people. And we have warmed that list, and we have started to do specific marketing to those past travelers with specials, offerings, things like the introduction of pay delay. And so that's how we're gaining eyeballs.
Okay, thank you. And where is your tech programming team located?
Primarily in Canada. Most of the tech team is in Canada. We try to take advantage of a offering out of the Canadian government. It's called a SHRED program, and that allows us to be able to bill back up to 90% of the development cost. Because we're a publicly traded company, we have to use that as a tax loss carry forward. But again, it's a hidden asset on the books as a result of having a Canadian development team. We also use teams in the United States for specific, especially AI programs and solutions. And we use teams in Poland and in India. And so if we can do lower cost development work that's not as involved, we'll farm it out offshore. And if it's high level, high touch, artificial intelligence, key platforms and programs, it's done in-house or with specific contractors in the United States or Canada.
So someone had asked, what makes this work? I feel like other companies have tried this in the past and failed. It's very interesting, and I'd like to know why this works for you.
Well, It's an interesting question for which the proof is going to be revealed over the course of the next 6 to 9 months' time. But I have been involved in the past in travel media programs and in travel programs. In the media side of it, there is a very clear desire for people to be involved in researching, watching. Travel is a passion product that you sell. How often have you heard somebody say that they just won the lottery? The first thing they want to do is go travel. And so at the end of the day, we know that we have a hot product that people want to engage with. And just on the media side alone, there is a vacancy in the marketplace right now, where at one point in time, the Travel Channel was the dominant player. They've kind of completely lost their way, and they now run shows about ghosts and goblins and how much can you eat, as opposed to really true travel itineraries, travel planning, travel programming. So again, I'm going to reiterate that I believe that there is a vacancy in the travel space that we can fill, becoming the expert in travel media. And hopefully through that, we'll get significant business that will flow through to the actual travel booking side of this.
Yeah, I would just kind of jump in and add on there. After we announced our Compass TV launch earlier this year, which was our own built fast channel, a great technology build, very advanced. We secured a lot of licensing of product into there, of content. And then we acquired Journey TV. And on that news announcement of Journey is when we started getting some significant partners saying, wait a minute, you've got a lot of content over, and we saw what you were doing on Compass TV. Now you're taking over Journey and revitalizing Journey on these platforms. As it said, it's available on Samsung TV, on Roku, on Amazon Fire, and other. We've found some very large media, advertising, and content partners saying, we want to be involved in this because this is the one-stop shop of a lot of content in travel. And then their interest in this overlay technology that gets you into a next level of transactional bookings. There's a tremendous amount of interest around this.
And then what are the primary drivers of revenue growth? Is it B2C bookings, B2B agent adoption, partnerships, or acquisitions?
Well, what an interesting question for which there is no one specific answer. It's really all of the above. Just to give you a few examples of what we mean by that. As our audience grows in the television network, our advertising revenues will double, triple, quadruple, accelerate very, very quickly. And there is already key plans in place in order to dramatically accelerate our viewership in the marketplace. And that becomes high level profitability. But then you go down to what we refer to as very low level profitability. And that would be putting together a travel agent platform. And on that travel agent platform, we are going to be offering travel agents the ability to come in, hopefully have improved booking services, have access to dramatically more content, have a closed system, and have a increased commission payout in order to facilitate a move to us. If we can attract 1,000 decent travel agents, not travel agencies, just 1,000 decent travel agents into our platform, with the average travel agent doing about 500,000 in bookings a year, you'll end up with a travel platform that is doing gross bookings of $500 million. Now, we won't be able to count those revenues because they're not our revenues, but we will be able to capture the margin or the markup that takes place. And so you can see, while it becomes a low margin business, the potential for us to move from 175 travel agents that we've already announced are now beta testing our platform to 1,000 agents isn't a big reach, but the growth factor in terms of gross travel sales is quite significant as you bring agents in. So it's kind of both ends of the spectrum.
And just to kind of touch upon, in one of our founding investors in the company, they had operated one of the biggest travel agent platforms out there with about 100,000 agents on it. So we've had some valuable insight there, an understanding. So again, we do believe that this vertical is ripe for disruption based on the tools that we've put together and the partners and product that we have into our engine already.
And how is the beta testing progressing with the travel agents?
It's doing well. You know, we're not, and I think we're our biggest critics. We're not excited about where we're at relative to where we want to be. But we have shown our platform not only to the agents in beta testing, but obviously to the signature consortia that we're involved with and others. And the comments that have come back is there is no other product like this in the marketplace. They are very excited about it. So at the end of the day, you only get one chance to make a good first impression. And so we've been very careful in terms of how we roll that product out. But I think that we're to the point where in the next quarter, we'll be ready to fully launch that. It won't be all the things we want it to be, but it will be dramatically better than most of the products we're competing with out there. So I would say that I would rank it as 7 to 8 out of 10.
Right. And how scalable is that channel for the monetization strategy for the travel agent booking?
I think it's explosive. I think that the travel agent community, and I don't mean to pick on competitors, but I will talk about the program that the Lamacchia family developed. It was a technology that worked very, very well in 1995, 2000. It has not had significant upgrades since. We all know how legacy systems can become quite an issue in terms of trying to add new products and programs into. And so I think what we're doing is we're bringing a better mousetrap to the table, a better opportunity for agents to be able to more fully service their customers, the access to be able to use some of our products like the video content that we have and know that their commissions are protected. And so in terms of sheer growth, well, it won't be the most profitable growth in terms of margin. The sheer growth potential of the travel agent community is massive. And as I gave in the example previously, even if we just got 1,000 agents onto our platform this year, we would have significant revenues that we would be directing.
And what is the conversion regarding customers starting on the media platform to the actual booking platform, or just a range? Some other Expedias and others were experimenting using video and then linking customers to booking sites, but still very static.
The overlay technology that we touched upon in the slide deck is being applied into our channels later this summer and into the fall. Our distribution through Samsung, through Roku, through elsewhere, we took over Journey just 45 days ago. And so we have to do a lot of work to make that technology available there. It's well underway. What are the conversions going to be? When it was used in a different application, is in this overlay, the conversions were very, very significant for mobile companies that were using it in Asia for selling jerseys in football games and cricket matches and things. Very, very high engagement and conversions. And this is what's getting these media groups and these advertising groups that know what we're doing now with Journey and Compass TV combined so excited of seeing this overlay technology, because again, it doesn't disrupt the watcher. It engages with the watcher, the viewer, in a very different way. So again, if those conversions do come like we expect, you're not going to see them next month or the following month, but it'll be in 26 and 27. That's the home run for this business. But the media standalone business and the travel standalone business are going to be very rewarding for our shareholders and our stakeholders as it is. So that's the area that I think is going to be all of the excitement.
Great. And how resilient is the business model to macro shocks such as recession, travel bans, geopolitical instability, and what contingency plans do you have in place?
Well, the model is actually fairly resilient to those shocks. A traditional travel company is not. If you are just going out and advertising a travel product to the consumers and you get caught up in pandemics, wars, tariff problems, visa barriers, your business gets hurt dramatically. In our particular case, the lion's share of the income is going to come out of media. And I think as the pandemic proved, even when people can't travel, they're going to dream about and plan for when they can actually travel. And so in this particular model, we think, well, nobody is immune to, large-scale disasters, that we will fare better than almost anybody out there in the travel industry because of the media side of this.
Thank you. Does NextTrip integrate any sustainability practices, such as promoting low carbon travel options, eco resorts, carbon offsetting for ESG aligned travelers?
We have not done carbon offsetting programs. We have entered into wellness vacations and health vacation programs for the traveler that are customized to them to go forward. But nothing in terms of carbon offsetting programs at this point in time.
And with a market cap under 30 million, the stock seems very undervalued. What are catalysts we might see in the next 6 to 12 months to help cause an adjustment?
Well, I think I'll just jump in there quickly and then Bill. We have been in this consolidation and kind of technology build mode. This is the first webinar that we've done on an outreach program since the company's been public as NextTrip. We've just got our first research coverage. So we're now starting to raise awareness. And why are we doing that? Because we've pulled together and feel the same way. We're underknown, underfollowed, and undervalued. And so we will continue doing now on a going forward basis, new outreach programs, more research coverage. We're starting to get invites from banks that are saying, the story's starting to come together. We'd like to get you at our conferences and out in front of people. We'll be selective. We're not looking to do any structured deals. We've got a great group of shareholders that have helped fund us, get us to this point. What are some of the catalysts? I think the catalysts are we're now starting to roll out on the media side, on the travel side. You may see some more tuck-in acquisitions because we're ready to onboard more kind of revenue on the travel side. You may see some media partnerships saying, we want your content, we'd like to take it through your channel. You'll probably see some advertising partnerships saying, we'd like to bring our customer base into the content, especially as now it's being rebranded, relaunched in Samsung TV and other channels. So I think that's what you're going to see now is a flow of progress, both on the media side and the travel side.
Great, thank you. Well, that concludes the questions. For the audience, if you have additional questions or would like to be connected to the team, please reach out to me. Everyone has my email address. In turn, they will have all of your information as well, and we'll be reaching out. Bill and Richard, I do want to turn it back over to you for final words before we close out today.
Yes, so I think one of the things that some of the investment group have picked up on is this is a very well-guarded secret. It wasn't planned to be done this way, but we were very fortunate in that we attracted very senior individuals with significantly deep pockets that were able to allow us to capitalize on the structure of the company and avoid going out with all the perils that most small companies find that they get into, like exploding warrants and screwed up cap structures for the company to go forward. If you look at our history, you'll find that it gets even deeper than that. We sold all of our assets into the company for only 20% of the value that those assets were worth. And we did not earn the balance of our shares until such time as we delivered on 4 key milestones. So talk about investment group coming in and saying, we'll put our money where our mouth is. We'll prove to you that we can make this thing work before we take 80% of our ownership. And if we hadn't met those 4 milestones, that would have accrued to the benefit of the publicly traded company, with all my investors losing 80% of their investment. So you got to believe when a founding partnership group of people come together and put that kind of skin in the game and take that kind of risk, they really believe in where this is going. And so it is a unique opportunity. We're very excited to have Force on board. We couldn't think of a better company to help us get our story out to go forward. It's time for us to transition from being a quasi-private public entity to a true public entity. No pressure, Force, but we think you and Steve are the guys to do it.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.